It's release day for Take Back Your Book. It is a little after 5 in the morning, and this is my normal writing time because I do have a day job, and this is no different. So it is Thursday, August 26th, and it is the release day of my first indie published book, my first nonfiction book, and I'm so excited to take you through my day. I recently did a poll on my community tab, and I also polled my patrons for what you wanted to see, and so many of you were interested in seeing my launch day checklist along with my normal routine and also how I celebrate my book releases. Now, I have been doing sort of the same celebration that I have done for all but, so I've published 14 books today, and last year, due to COVID, I didn't exactly celebrate like I normally do because we were on lockdown. I released that book, I believe, April of 2020, so we were still very early on in the pandemic. So yeah, I'm gonna take you through my day. So I woke up this morning to so many amazing messages, and thank you so much for anyone who's messaged me so far. I set up a lot of my release day posts ahead of time, and I had them come out a little after midnight because while I normally will schedule posts later in the day just due to my audience, I wanted this post to be on when people woke up in the morning and every part of the day all over the world. So I put it out there, and I received so many great messages this morning. I also received some messages from my vendors, so my distributors for my book. I am a wide author, which means my ebook is available on as many platforms as I could get it on. I also distributed through Drop to Digital, so I will be hitting up all of the library apps. So I received a few messages this morning. So Barnes & Noble has the book finally up. Yesterday I got notification from both Kobo and Apple that my book was up. So I found that interesting that they did it a day early. So that is definitely a reason to have your book, your final upload, as soon as possible and as far away from your release day, just in case they start putting it out early. I also put out the Amazon paperback on Tuesday, and it didn't go live until yesterday. They said it could take about 72 hours. I also ordered author copies, which you can do when you put up the paperback. I did my pre-order through Ingram, so I have been having a lot of issues. I received my hardback, which I ordered way early this month, Tuesday. So that was just a bit of a nerve-wracking thing because I wanted to make sure it looked good, and I think it's beautiful. So, all my worry was for nothing, but still, I kind of wanted it ahead of time. So now my paperback is on Amazon, and I just want to order copies through them. I can't rely on Ingram. They're just slow, and I know a lot of authors who've had a lot of issues with them. If you've seen this vlog, you'll know that I've had issues with Ingram even in the setup phase. So whether or not it's a lot of traditional publishers pushing through and getting all of their books that they didn't publish in 2020 out or not, I don't know. They're just maybe extremely overwhelmed, or they have staffing issues, who knows. So anyway, I did that yesterday, and right now what I'm going to do is I have a little bit of a checklist on things that I wanted to do this morning, but before I do that, I always do words first thing in the morning, and lately my words have been for my exclusive epilogue, which is sort of like a reader magnet for my next release, which comes out next month, for Soul Taken. So if you don't know, this book is about rights reversion, book rights reversion specifically, and I received my debut trilogy. It's a young adult paranormal trilogy that was reverted back to me in late 2020. So this is me republishing that series. The first book didn't go through too many changes, but it went through a few, and I did do some edits with that as well, which videos will come out about that next month while I celebrate that release. So I am going to work on that epilogue. I have been doing at least 500 words I have not done any drafting since this book, and I believe I stopped drafting this book in like late May or early June, so it's been months since I've had like an actual writing drafting routine. So I'm sort of building my way into it. So I have been doing 500 words a day this week at the very least. So if I'm a little over, that's fine, but I have to hit that 500 word mark before I can do anything else. And with my limited time in the morning, I try to just get it done first thing, because once I start doing marketing and release stuff, that's literally all I want to do. So I'm gonna take you through my day, and hopefully we get some words this morning and they come very easily. I'll have you see that, and in the blink of an eye, I'll be done. So, hi, I'm back. I feel like any time I have to myself is usually in the car, and the sun's gonna be a little messed up, but it is what it is. It's release day. I'm happy. I got me some Starbucks because I deserve it. I get the biggest passion tea, and I get lemonade in it as well, and it's like super sweet and super yummy and refreshing because it is so hot here currently. So I have my iPad here. I'm going to go through what I did this morning. And last I talked to you, I was doing words. So I definitely did words. I always try to do that first thing in the morning. It's like the best thing that I can do for myself. Get them out of the way. I got a little over 500, and I feel really good about where I'm going to start off tomorrow with the story. So all good things. So after I did that, I tackled my email. So I had a couple of amazing patrons message me on my launch day post, so I responded to them. And my newsletter also went live. So normally I do like midday for my newsletter, but as I mentioned with all my socials, I want launch day to always be like the full day for me, so that also when I jump onto my socials to make sure everything went live, I pin to my Twitter and my Facebook. I really don't use those platforms a lot, but on launch days I always do, because as an author, if someone reads my books and they really love Twitter or they really love Facebook, they're able to see that I do have a presence on it. Whether or not I post a lot, I just don't have the time. I prefer Instagram, and my top one is YouTube. So I did all those, I pinned those. So all of that was scheduled beforehand, but I like to have on release day, pinning all those posts and changing all my headers and covers and things like that. If you are interested in sort of my process for launching a book, I do have a link in my description with a checklist that you can download if you sign up for my newsletter. And I'm toying with the idea of actually posting a newsletter every week for when my videos go live. I'm going to test that out for a little bit. I have like a process that I'm thinking about doing. I know that as a YouTube watcher, I know there's like all of these people that I follow that I never get their notifications when they have a new video, but I always get the ones that come through my email. So if you're interested in the checklist and hearing from me, feel free to sign up at the link in the description below. So after I checked my newsletter, I went over to my website. So in the back of my website, I have a custom design. There is a link to put like Goodreads and BookBub and all of the vendors. I can also add a Kindle preview. What I love about the Kindle preview is that when someone clicks on it on my website, that it will go to the preview, and then immediately at the top they can purchase it after they've read it. So I think that's super important. As much as I am wide, making your books easy for people to buy is like number one. No one wants to click through
10 different links to get the thing that they want. So as an author, I would recommend streamlining the process as much as you can. I do use the Books to Read link, which is a universal book link. It's hosted by Draft2Digital. You don't need to have your book on Draft2Digital. I have been doing it for years with all of my trad books, and it's just a quick link that you can update when you have your vendors, and then you can post that anywhere pretty much. So there's also a part on my website that says publish status, so I made that available instead of pre-order. In terms of my distributor links, this is something that I'm going to add to an earlier part of my release process. I don't think that I need to have it to do it the day of. It didn't take that long, but I think in terms of like actual day of things I need to be doing, I don't need to do that. I can do that ahead of time. But I did add all of those. And then I updated my main page. Again, I could have done that last night. I just didn't feel like doing it last night. So I did it this morning. So basically it used to show 2 of my women's fiction books, and then Take Back Your Book was the coming soon one. So I moved Take Back Your Book to the latest release, and then I have my summer women's fiction novel as like an available now book, and then I have Coming Soon as my pen name, my young adult paranormal book. So I switched around my main landing page, and I think this spot with the women's fiction, because those are my best-selling trad books, I'm gonna keep swapping those out. So like summer will be Barefoot on the Beach, winter will be Wrapped Up for Christmas, because as they are my best sellers, I always want to put them first, and I love those stories. They're like the best feel-good books. And then after that, I went to copyright.gov and I copyright my book, copywrote. I don't know how to say that. I don't know what the technical term is, but I paid for that. So on my how much it costs to self-publish, I saw somewhere that I had to pay $45, but it's actually $65. $20 difference. I'm just like very particular about things, and I'm really mad that I didn't know that ahead of time. But it's only a $20 difference from how much I spent to produce the book. And then I also sent a reminder to my ARC readers. I do have a 2 email like template that I have set up. So they'll get the first one like the week before release to sort of nudge them if they haven't read the book yet, if they could like put it on their priority list. And then the day of, I have to send it. I can't schedule that. I haven't figured out how to schedule it on my specific platform, but that's fine. I already have a template. I try to templatize, systemize everything I can to make my life easier, because I always feel like I'll forget something, or like there's no reason you need to reinvent the wheel every time with a lot of these publishing processes. So I like to have that template, and then I just sent that off this morning. And then a while ago, someone mentioned that I should put my press release up the day that a book goes live on prlog.com, I think it is. I'll put the link below. And I always put a press release every time I release a book, so I did that. You can't schedule when it's a free listing, so I just put it up there this morning. It was already in a draft form. So after that, I had to get kiddo going out of the house. That's part of my normal day. I know some of you wanted to see my normal day, so this is me just catching up, which is what I usually do before my day job. I'll do the drop off, come home, start the day job. That's where I'm going to be for most of the day. If anything else pops up, I'll obviously turn on the camera. Also, what I've been doing is Instagram has been a big thing this morning. So many wonderful people have promoted the book and shared it to their followers, and I so appreciate you so much. I created a highlight in my profile so that I'll be able to go back and see all these lovely people promoting the book. So thank you so much. As we hear the plane fly by, I think it's time for me to go. So I've come to a little bit of a natural stopping point in my day job. I'm going to take a couple minutes and check Instagram and check all my socials and my email and respond to people.
So if it's not obvious already, it's another day. It's August 27th, and I totally lost steam yesterday with vlogging. I think it was just all the overwhelm and the preparation, and then releasing the book, and then talking to people all day online about it, that I just put myself to sleep, basically. So I ended up, after work, taking 2 power naps in a row, and then I got ready, and then I went out to dinner with my husband, which is our celebration, our tradition for any books that I publish. So we just did that, and it was a great time. I'm so thankful for everyone who has messaged me and put pictures up on social media as the books have started to roll into people's Kindles and also physical copies. I love seeing the pictures everywhere, so that's a lot of fun. So as I mentioned before, I will have a release day checklist down below. I have it in Google Sheets, which basically means that you can take this and tweak it to however you want to spend your release day and things you can do ahead of time. This process is not one size fits all, so I try to include many of the things that actually go live on release day, and whether or not you want to schedule that ahead of time is completely up to you. I have seen authors across the gamut do everything on release day as their sort of celebration, or people schedule it ahead of time. And as you saw, I have a full-time job on top of my author business, so I knew that I would not get the amount of time that I wanted to do everything on release day. But in the past, I have done it on release day, and I sort of use that release day energy to be able to put that into my posts. So either way works, but I did want to make it a little more customizable to you. So feel free to head down into the description, click that link, and you'll get your free checklist. So if you are interested at all in expanding your knowledge about the traditional publishing process, especially when it comes to rights reversion, Take Back Your Book: An Author's Guide to Rights Reversion and Publishing on Your Terms is now available at all book retailers in hardback, paperback, and ebook. And if you enjoyed this video, do give it a big thumbs up so that this video can get to more writers just like you. And be sure to subscribe and ring that little notification bell so you know the next time I upload, and I'll see you next week.